Hello everyone, how's it going? How are you today? Let me know how everything is, if the audio levels are too high, too low, all that jazz. Good morning! I guess for me it's kind of afternoon, midday, but good morning, how are you guys doing today? Got Kill the Gamers, Chihuahua, Bromo Kachocho, Evil Emperor, Mr. Tommy, Morda, hello, how are you guys doing today? Hey Sergey! Yes, Pearl Hype. So last week I said that we would do a bit of a speed sculpt and I didn't do it because I never keep my word. But I'm keeping my word today because we're going to be doing a character speed sculpt and I thought it would be cool to apply everything I've done on the Pixelogic channel on their YouTube. There was a short series of videos where I have shown how I sculpt eyes, mouths, ears. I didn't do noses, but we can do noses today. And we're going to apply that all onto one head. And we're going to see how that goes. And just do a little bit of fan art. And then we'll go back to the weapon next week. Hey Brosiv, Angel, hello! So yeah, I'm going to do something new today. Like always, because I always switch in and out of everything. I can't pick to do just like one thing. I am always switching out projects because my inspiration, I guess, just flip-flops. But does it also mean that you're going to join in on the Splatfest today? I don't have a Switch. I wish I did. I wish I had a Switch, but I don't. But yeah, I'm hoping to get this done in 2 streams, so it'll be like a 6-hour sculpt. And we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I don't have a Switch. I'm just very hyped for it. I just like all the fan art more than anything. No, I never finished Miori's character. We are gonna continue working on Milo at another time. Purely because there's a lot of anatomy stuff I want to fix, and I don't think that's the most exciting thing to watch, is me just adjusting the shoulders over and over and over again. That needs some grind on it. Which, when you're doing 3-hour slots, in about the 3-hour mark is when I start getting into the groove of like creating, and I can just sit and just do it for like a good like 8-9 hours. But then to only work on it for 3 hours at a time, you end up finding that you lose focus a lot, and I need to really focus on getting, I think for me it's like her shoulder anatomy needs a lot of work, and it's going to need a lot more than 3 hours, so. I will be picking back up on Milo when I have a lot more personal free time, so then I can like fix her in my own time and then come back to her on stream and work on all the fun stuff with you guys. But I hope that everyone had a good week. I hope that you're gonna have a good weekend. And then we're gonna start working on this thing. So all I've done in this was just take a sphere and smush it around. I haven't really done anything on this. This was just so then I had some kind of shape to work from. So we're gonna sit and work this shape up, which is just the base head. Because they have these squid characters have like really round short heads, so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to get that proportion right, but the head shapes are kind of like this. So we're gonna have to spend a lot of time getting that right. So yeah, like I always do, just some base shapes. Nothing is gonna be perfect when you first get it down. Perfection comes from correction, so you got to have a shape first before you can correct it and make it look good. I'm gonna work from there. Why didn't you use a cylinder? Oh my god, I've already ruined my own meme. Yay! Milk! Okay. Go. Perfection. Thank you. Yeah. There's no song requests on this channel? No, we can't have, Ew, what's that? Is that a cat fur? Ugh. Get out of my mug. Please? I guess I could just drink it, but don't really want to. No, we can only have royalty-free music, so no song requests, I'm sorry. Hi from Vietnam. Hello, Steven, how you doing? Hello from Russia. Hello. Good morning to you. I hope that the upload speed stays good. So I'm really quickly just gonna get up some reference. Can you guys hear the music? Because I realized on the last VOD that I did have music, but nobody could hear it. Which apparently a lot of people liked, but... So I'm just gonna get up this reference here. And this is just the planes of the face. Simple, standard stuff. Because even these super stylized characters, they still stick to that kind of rule in a way. It's just a simplified version of it. So I'm just gonna bring this up. Audio levels are good. Sweet. Ooh, actually, you know what I might do is build this out of 2 shapes, just to make sure. Okay. This is just so I can get the transition of the jaw into the back of the head and not have to worry about ruining the back of the head at all. Move this back. Hey Solon! Audio levels are good. Thank you, Zolly. Dorian added that fur flavoring just for you and you go and try and remove it. I know, my whole life is just cat fur. This is why I should have gotten a hairless one straight away. I should have just done it. Hey, Drab, how you doing? So we're going to move this a lot further back because your jaw sits about halfway between the back of your head and the front of your face. So got to make sure we get that in the right place. And this is just about blocking in some shapes. And then it kind of starts to move inwards. Have no audio, just wanted to come say hi from DreamHack. Okay, one sec. Please don't take my man. Oh my god, Core Gazer. Everyone does that song. Absolutely everyone. Don't think I've met someone who hasn't done the Jolene song to my name. All the time. How you doing, Core? Hey Ryan, hello. Can we get a Marina sculpt too? Get out here, Reggie. Get out. Probably should do them both, really. I can't let my Pearl Love cloud my judgment. Okay. Gonna get in this plane just to kind of simplify it. This is... Your face is quite flat. Flat forehead. She has a huge forehead too, which is one of the reasons why I love her, but... I gotta relate to that, you guys. And then we're going to see if we can get any reference of the forehead. So I've just brought up some of the other squids so I can get an idea of like their face shape. Because you can't, there's not a lot of reference of Pearl right now other than fan art, so I'm trying to use the other models as like a guide too. Okay. Now we need to make it much wider. The side of the face. Hey Cry, how you doing? Gotta make the forehead bigger. Don't worry, I'll make sure the forehead is glorious. She's just got a high hairline. Her forehead is fine. Just so you know, in case you wanted to know. Hey JK, welcome. How you doing today? Okay, so we got something going on here. Still obviously not perfect, but it doesn't need to be right now. Everything looks like a potato alien when you start. Last week was cylinders, today is spheres. Please, her face is 50% forehead. Nah, man. She's perfection. Get out. And then they had like the tiniest little shoulders. When you think about it and how long her neck is, right? Look at the length of that thing. We're gonna take this bottom part. And scale it down. She's got quite a very, very, very long neck. And the reason they've done that is just to compensate for like the giant collar piece that she has. Is so then you can still see the silhouette of her neck, but then have this huge piece there as well. I had to do the same for a previous character of mine as well. You kind of have to compensate for that because you still want to see the neck because her face is so big. And her collar is so big. I'm just going to add some holes for eyes as well. So they have huge eyes.
The more you try to think what it is, the more difficult it is. If you keep on asking questions, everything falls apart. And yet, it hasn't got a floor to fall on. Your space had a
Potato alien. My next project is supposed to be a male character. By next project, I mean next big project. That means big game res one. Normally, like the sculpts and stuff that I'll do, they'll just be whatever I feel like at the time. But yeah, one of my next big game res projects, I wanted to be a male character. But then I started talking to, if you guys know him, Macon, who's Ben. I'll see if I can find him on Twitter for you guys. So I have 2 projects lined up after I finished Gully, which I can show you guys as well, actually. Okay, so this is the little guy that I'm working on, which is game res right now. He's about 70,000 tries, I think. So he's finished. I just need to do, Gully is male, yeah. But he's a creature, so I don't really count it as doing male anatomy, I guess. Although I did learn a lot because I had to do, obviously, like, he has these, like, he's really lean but quite muscular. So it was really hard to do right. I saw a dude animating that. Yeah, that's Sunny. Sunny is we're doing a collab together. I asked out loud on Twitter saying, who wants to work on something with me who does animation? And he said that he wanted to, and he was one of the people who contacted me, and I was like, I really like his stuff, so we decided to work together. But this is my current game res project. And then after that, I have another one, which is with a friend of mine, which is, she's been designing this guy for me, but that's just going to be a game res bust, so it's going to be like shoulders. I can't decide between, because she's been doing so many concepts, she's amazing. I can't decide between this one or this one. So, but this would be like another lean character, which would be quite interesting. So I can't decide between big guy or this guy. I'm like, and they're from two different types of the same kind of species. Like this guy is from swampland, and this guy is from the ocean. So she's created these two different opposing species that are similar. And she's created like a whole story for them. They're absolutely amazing. But yeah, so we've got these two different people to kind of work from. And then after that, so that'll just be a bust, shoulders, that's it. And then there's this guy, Ben Hale, which you guys should definitely follow. I said the other day that I wanted to work on one of Ben's concepts. So my next game res project will be this one, which will be really fun. And then I need to find a male concept to work from because I need to do more men, but. But yeah, if you want to follow either of these amazing artists on Twitter, I'll get you links to them. So that's Ben. And this is the artist who was doing... This is the artist that's doing the fish people for me. So they're all fish people. I'm just like, I want to work on fish people right now. That's where my inspiration lies. So yeah. Uni, please. Hey, Tanuki. You always do organic. Why not do something that's like a mix, like a cyborg? The only reason is because for me, a lot of sci-fi concepts, and I guess this is just personal taste, a lot of sci-fi concepts don't do it for me. Like right now, I can't seem to find anything that like super inspires me. And I think it's just because maybe everything that I'm exposed to is all so similar, that I'm just not down for it. And a lot of what inspires me to work on a concept is to do with shape. So a lot of the time it's like shape language that will inspire me. So the fish people, the reason that I wanted to do them was because I wanted to work with a certain type of material. I want to do shiny, slimy, lots of texture. Like I want to work on something that has a lot of texture. And that was my brief to her, because I basically said like, who wants to work on a thing with me? Which I highly suggest that everybody does. Try to work with a concept artist if you can, because it's an amazing experience. But I basically said I wanted to do something that had a lot of texture. And I wanted to work on something that was slimy, which would be really fun. And that was my brief to her, and then she started making all these really cool creatures. The reason I want to work on something that Ben Hale has made is because Ben has a absolutely amazing understanding of shape and form. And that's what draws me to his concepts, because his shapes are like insane. They're so good. So yeah, I guess find the things that you're interested in. And for me, sci-fi, a lot of that awesome stuff that makes a design really interesting for me personally gets lost in a lot of sci-fi. The shape language is often lost because everything is just so mechanical, like everywhere. There's no area to rest on the design. It's just nuts and bolts and screws and tubes and thingies everywhere. I can't normally find something that has a factor in it that I'm really, really interested in, I guess. But then a lot of the time when that stuff is put into 3D, people will pull and push shapes in the texture to kind of make things blend in. I think a really good example of that was a friend of mine. He did like this sci-fi character and the sculpt looked really noisy and I wasn't sure how he was going to pull it off because to me it just looked a little bit too crazy. But then when he textured it, it just looked amazing because he knew where to like kind of keep the shapes and how to make sure that nothing got too noisy or crazy. So it's all to do with how you can push that, I guess. Eyeballs. Oh, those are eyelids, but could probably make them a bit smaller though. Can you link? His name is Ben Hale. I posted a link to his Twitter a second ago. Potato. Hey Marisk, how you doing? Hey Toma, how are you today? How did you duplicate mirror that sphere? I just have like a button. You can't see it, it's down here. I just duplicated it. You can just go into here and click duplicate. That's all I did. It wasn't anything like super special. Oh, you're straight after me? Ooh, I better not run over then. Let's have a look. Oh. I'm excited. That means I get to catch one of your streams, Toma. What do you think about the new Gizmo for move, rotate, and resize? I love it, Solom. I still use the transpose tool a lot. That's because there's a lot of really cool stuff that transpose can do that I don't want to lose. One of the ones that I use it for mainly is that you can kind of do this. If you hold down shift and click that little red thing, you can flatten stuff. That I really enjoy. Yeah, and then there's like the bend stuff you can do with it and all that kind of thing. There's a lot you can still do with transpose, so I'm glad that they kept it. I think if they got rid of it, loads of people would be like, what? Yeah, I really like the Gizmo for moving stuff around. I've talked about it before that a a lot of my base meshes actually were all made in Maya. I didn't used to do it in ZBrush. And that's because I was much faster in Maya with laying down shapes than ZBrush. But now that they have the gizmo, like, I can just do it all here. Okay. Let's quickly give... she looks so funny when you get this in here. But yeah, if you just click Y, you can switch between the two. So inklings have huge ears. They have like these pointy looking things. So they look kind of funny. Do you use the tablet only for ZBrush or for all other programs? I use a tablet for when I'm retopoing because I find lots of clicking is I don't know, lots of clicking for me can be quite painful for my wrist. So I try to use my tablet whenever I can. I use it in Maya sometimes, actually. When I'm modeling, I'll use it. I'm getting a lot better at it, but it just takes practice to get good at it. But yeah, I think if you can, try to learn to do things with a tablet, just because it's better for you, I think. From what I've heard anyway. What's your plan for the eyes? I'm gonna do something quite flat, but I'm just gonna block everything in right now. I need to get a picture actually of what their ears look like. I can kind of see it here. They're actually pointed downwards. She's starting to look like Yoda a little bit. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, so adorable. So when people are like, why aren't you interested in sci-fi? Dude, if there's cute sci-fi, I'm down. Just saying. Doing good, but working. Fine. Trying to find a flat, traveling a lot, learning a lot because of the new job. Oh, Marisk, I'm so happy. Learning things is always the funnest part, I think, of any, like, I guess any job. If you can find in any job that you can learn something, I think that's always like a huge benefit for me. It's always something that I'm looking for when working on any kind of project or any kind of job, is what can I learn from this? And if it's nothing, then normally I'm just like, I don't want to do it. I'm just trying to catch up on chat. Hey, Pixlogic, is Blender a good application? For what? Because it really depends on who you are, how you like to work, and if you are comfortable in that environment or not. So for me personally, I don't like Blender, but that's because I don't really use it and I don't know how to use it well. I know how to use ZBrush, Maya. I used to know how to use 3ds Max. I've not used it in ages. But those are all that's the software that I'm comfortable with and I am really good at. And all this software stuff, like software wars, really doesn't matter at the end of the day because it's all about what you're most comfortable with. All applications are good as long as you feel good with them and you master them. Exactly. What's the difference between ZBrush and Maya? Maya is modeling, ZBrush is sculpting. That's the difference. Not feeling the shape of these, but I can always come back and kind of... Feels like they're quite flat in their design, but... Gonna leave it there for now. Plus, I love the gizmo for scaling. Oh my god, is it good. Scaling in the transpose tool is a little bit of a pain. I used to just do it in the deformation menu. So yeah. I'm just gonna flatten this off a little bit because they have quite flat eyes. And because I flattened it, it means I have to rotate it. And then I'm going to take the eyelids and I'm going to make them one subtool, but then auto group them. So then I've got two separate groups, mask by poly groups on, and I can move them both around separately. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for now. She looks like a cute goblin from a fantasy game. Nice. That's what she is, though. Look at her. She's totes a goblin. Look at her. She's amazing. Everyone says that about her is like a bad thing. I think it's one of her strengths. Okay. Do. How would you rate Maya's sculpting tools? Haven't used them. What I really like Maya actually is the push tool, and that's because when, what I've learned anyway from working on this current freelance project, is that when you do the sculpt, I guess I've learned it with every project, but it became really known to me on this freelance one. But when you're working for a client, or like on any project really, your sculpt is not the final model. It's not gonna look like your sculpt at the end. So when you've done it and you've textured it and you show somebody like the low poly, there's still a lot of stuff that you could change in the form even after you've baked it and textured it. Actually, should I make this? Yeah, I'm gonna make this out of 2 pieces. I'm just gonna duplicate this.
Daydreaming, imagining herself as the extrovert that she is not. It goes over and over
No, I'm just gonna use.
her life, reliving her successes and suffering through her failures all over again.
So yeah, there's like a push tool in the sculpting tools, as I was saying, sorry. And I use that a lot to kind of like move the form around. She looks like a robot, it's fun.
Young adolescents appear to enjoy utter uselessness. Give them a satisfaction they
Just giving it her an open mouth. But yeah, I use that a lot in Maya in terms of sculpting tools. To kind of like shift stuff about, but I don't use Maya for sculpting just because I use ZBrush, so I don't see the point. Pearl is a cyborg, confirmed. Potato. They have such tiny little bodies. Like hey Komugi, how you doing today? And this is gonna be her little nose. She looks like a Muppet now. Boop. Okay, there's our base mesh. This is what I'm gonna work from. She looks special. What is this? Yeah, she does look like Bert, doesn't she? She looks like FNAF. Cute robots who are admitting sci-fi is cute. There is some cute sci-fi out there, you guys. There is adorable sci-fi. I just love the big zippers on them. Yeah, me too. There's a lot of really fun character design in both of the designs. Okay, I'm just saying Pearl, like in all of these, right? So, where is it? So you see like how her shoes are way too big for her? Like they've not tried to make the ankle huge to fit the top of the shoe. The shoe is actually way too big, which adds like a childlike quality to it, which is adorable. And then like even the shape language, like in their arms and their hands, like there's just so much cool stuff going on here. Like how big their hands are in comparison to their wrist is really fun. These huge zippers. Pearl's dress is really cool as well. But yeah, they've just got these really cool designs. I don't quite like this hairstyle. That's just a personal thing. But look, so cute. Yeah. Cute sci-fi like Alien. Yeah, I need to branch out from cute at some point, but that's just, you can't help what you're inspired by, I guess. That's just my like instant reaction to a lot of stuff is it cute though? Is this character for a new game? Just arrived, looks cool. Her chin reminds me of this. Oh my god, let me see. Oh no, this is just fan art. Yes! It's Ben! Oh my god, I love this movie so much. If you guys haven't seen Treasure Planet, go watch it. It's so good. I watched this the other day. No joke. Loved it. So these ladies don't really have eyelids. They're just like stuck on eyes. So I might just like axe the eyelids and just go for the stuck on look, or try to do like my own thing with it. The forehead is an eyelid, you guys. You're Your salt, your sweet, sweet, tasty salt for this character only fuels my love. Oh, the brush is too big. I'm trying to click on this. Treasure Planet is the best Disney movie of all time. Feel free to disagree, but you know that you're wrong. It is a really good movie. I watched Tarzan the other day as well. That's another like really good one that a lot of people, when they say like the best Disney movies, should be one of them. But okay, so I'm gonna merge these two pieces, but then auto group them so I can kind of keep them separate. But it's gonna look a bit crazy for a while, but don't worry about it. Yeah, I would say the Gizmo is a lot better for moving stuff around in ZBrush. Hey Blindness, how you doing? Hey babies. Anthony. Are you using DynaMesh? I will be. Oh. Keep forgetting which brush I have selected when I look at the chat. I just completely lose it. I used to get really, I guess, embarrassed to show this part of sculpts because it always looks really bad. I don't think I've ever had something that looks good in like the first hour. But sometimes you gotta show that stuff just looks really bad for a while so nobody feels bad about it, you know? So I guess I used to feel bad about it because you never saw this when I was learning. You only ever really saw the good parts, like, of someone's work. This is the funnest part of sculpting, yeah. There are some people that can just like get those shapes in and just get the ugly out really fast. Not one of those people. Takes a little bit of time for me to get the ugly out of it. Make sure Mask by Polygroups is on so you can move the bottom lip. It's good to know you show this part to people that they need to know. That gives me hope. I always end up giving up when it gets to this part. Nah, I think, was it Matt Thrope recently did a thing? Let's look it up. He did, I always call it Thrope, but it might be Matt Thrope. Was it Matt? I have him on Facebook. Wow, I keep typing his name in and I don't seem to be getting anything. Is he died off the internet? Is he streaming anytime soon? It was Matt, yeah. Does anybody have a link to that piece? He recently showed something that was really interesting. Thorup, okay. Thorup. Got it. I love this. Because very few people show this stuff, but Matt did this awesome picture saying that this piece he's been getting endless praise for, obviously, because it's amazing. But the fact that he showed this first is like 10 out of 10, because no one ever shows this part. And I can show you guys something that's similar. I mean, you're obviously looking at it unfold right now. But let's see. Let's just move this out of the way. I'm gonna show you something similar. I think it's in junk. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can find the alien version of this. I might not have it. I think this is it. Or is this it? Yeah, that's part 1. Alright, so this... this here is what my faces used to look like when I started, right? And then... so, this stuff's always fun to show. But yeah, look at that. I used to think that. But yeah, this was the first part of the project. And she looked so bad for a really long time. She used to look like that as well, but... yeah, that face to that face even has had, like, I think this was face number 5, and there was like 13 face revisions altogether, but seeing stuff like this always should bring everyone hope, really, because everything starts like an alien potato every time. See? Alien potato. It might continue to look like an alien potato forever. It might never get out of this stage, but I have hope that maybe my alien potato baby will become something. Instead of everything starts as a cylinder, everything starts as an alien potato. That should be the new thing. Alright, so I'm gonna DynaMesh that together. Oh, I kept the poly groups. Okay, sweet. Gonna have to bring that to there. When do you know when you're ready to start using DynaMesh? Just whenever I feel like it, I guess. There's no, like, one thing that makes me think, oh yeah, I'm gonna use that now. I guess it's just when I don't want two parts to be separate anymore. I just do it. Bailey and Potato. You should follow the CD Projekt Red on Twitter. I do, but I follow so many people on Twitter that I never get to see anything. Oh, I've seen this before. This stuff's cool. I've not seen that before, but I've seen this before. When you feel the shapes are ready. Yeah, I guess that's whenever you just go like, I'm gonna do that now. It's nothing where it's, I never do the process the same for everything. There's some stuff where I won't use DynaMesh at all, I guess. It really depends on each project and what stage I'm at with it, and yeah, sometimes they're both the same subtool, and I have them as two separate pieces, and I just use mass by polygroups. But yeah, faces I've kind of started recently making out of like several pieces, and then dynameshing them together over time. That seems to be my method right now. I might find something better down the line that I prefer, but right now that seems to be my jam. Don't like how the matte cap has a peak there. Try and buff that out. What's the best flavor of jam? Yeah, funky jam. Probably just gonna completely remove the Cupid's bow just to simplify the form, because there's not a lot of space between her nose and her lip, so probably want to keep it quite simple. Creepy face. It's happening. What's happening? Kind of want to rotate these out a little bit more. Oop. Oh, I did it. All right, one second. There you go, got it back. I always have issues with the corner of the mouth. You just know perfectly what to do. Oh, right, yeah. So I think it's just... I used to struggle with that a lot as well, actually. The thing that I do now is just making it out of 2 separate pieces and then DynaMeshing them together and keeping the poly groups... keeping the poly groups still there. And then I have a slider down in this corner. I'm in the way. But I have this little slider that's masked by poly groups. And by using that, I'm able to like move the mouths pieces separately. You still have stuff like this in the way. Wow, wow, wow. People are picking on me. But that's pretty much what I do now. I used to do it as I showed in the picture before. I never have the mouths open. I used to have them closed all the time because I didn't know how to do it with them being open. It was too hard. But now I've found a way that works for me, which is just done through practicing. I think what helped a lot was doing that mini, I did like a sculpting demo of mouths for you guys. And that helped me a lot in being able to find a method that worked for me. Because I think it's just, if you just isolate the problem that you're having and try to sculpt just that thing, you can find a really cool workflow that works for you. She has such big cheeks. Just make the character that has no mouth. Can't be beaten. Ah, Space Jam. Yeah, I forgot. We can't forget Space Jam. So yeah, the fact that I've separated the back of the head with the front of the head means that I can mess with the front of the head without worrying about, oh no, what if I'm gonna mess up the back? You know, I can just focus on this part without thinking I'm gonna destroy this part at the back, and then I can DynaMesh them together when I'm ready. How come High Polish is doing that? No idea. Hey Vertigo, how you doing today? Turn this off. Look at that, so bad. Character is from Splatoon. Huh. Is it because I have massive polygroups on, maybe? I don't know. Doesn't seem to be working the way I expect it to. Huh. Don't know what's happened to that. Yeah, why isn't this doing what I'm expecting it to? It's so weird. I know that's not it, but... Might move this back a little bit. Should really practice doing faces more so I get faster at it. A lot of the time when you work on like game res projects, the time you spend sculpting is so far in between. Like you kind of end up doing a lot of sculpting and then you don't do any for a while you're doing like the texturing and all the retopo stuff. And then by the time you get back, you're like, oh God, do I even know anything anymore? Okay, just gonna put the resolution up to like 1000 or something. DynaMesh it again. Ah, nope. Should really ZRemesher it rather than DynaMesh it. Just so I can keep these lips separate. I think you should remove the eyelids. Yeah, no, I will come back to that stuff, don't worry, I'm probably going to. That's just been plonked down. I mentioned earlier that perfection comes from correction. So you kind of want to put something down first so you can correct it later. Rather than, and this I found out from just watching someone, like a creeper. No, I was at a, what's it called? It was like an art class. And there was a guy there that was so afraid of putting down anything on the paper because he wanted everything that he did to look perfect. He didn't want to have anything look bad at all. Like absolutely everything that he did, he wanted it to be like the perfect line, right? And that obviously just can't happen. It's just not how it works. You have to put a line down to be able to correct it to have the perfect line. And that was when it was like became glaringly obvious to me that stuff like, you know, like the potato stage of a sculpt is so important because you have to put shapes down pretty haphazardly so then you can correct them later and then you can have like the perfect shape, you know? But yeah, he was just like, he found it so hard to put anything down on the paper. And I was there for 5 days and he barely did anything. Like I felt so awful for him because that must be really tough. Especially like that course I was on cost so much money as well. I think it was like £800 for 2 weeks and I only did the 1 week, so it was like 400, but it was redonkulous money to do that like mini art course. Hey Yasin, how you doing? So apparently my sub didn't renew, but not sure if I still have my streak. Yeah, I think you can get your streak if there's like a 2-month gap or something. If there's more than 2 months, then you don't keep it or something like that. But I really appreciate the resub, Deadly Chicken. Thank you. Was it worth it? Oh, totally, yeah. That wasn't schoolism, no. This is something called Lara. It's like a Lara art school in London. When you spend so much time making artwork for, I guess, like games or for other people, and then you get to spend a weekend in an art dungeon doing art for yourself, there's nothing quite like it. I literally just got to spend a weekend just drawing an ear. I'm not even joking. It was like a cast drawing of an ear or something. And I normally don't get to do anything like that, so it felt really good to go back to like my roots in a way. Oh, she instantly looks kind of sad. How long did it take you to get used to ZBrush? Do you mean like the UI and stuff? Probably takes about a week, probably, of like screwing around with it. Yeah, if you're just getting used to the UI, it doesn't take very long, I think. If you mean to get good at sculpting, I'm still trying. Still an ongoing process. So she's got to look kind of angry in a way, so you've got to bring her brows up. And then she's got really cute power brows as well. Just, oh, sad, angry. What? Is it overwhelming to do sculpting for a gaming company? I'm thinking that they don't give you so much time to do it. I don't know, I don't sculpt at my job. But often you give your estimates, right? Your company knows your speed. They know how fast you're able to get something done. They know, like, they get used to, like, your workflow and what you're able to do. So what I find is that over time, they just trust your estimate. If I say something's going to take me 4 days, it's going to take me 4 days. You know, it's kind of like when you work in the industry, it's not like people don't give you time to get done what you need to get done, you know? feel like I need to rotate her whole face downwards. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Yeah, that's just from my experience though. Like, often I've been given the time to get done what I need to get done. What did you do just now? So in the Gizmo, there's a super cool thing that you can do where you can transpose all selected subtools. So you flick this little thingy on, which adds like a list. Hold down Control Shift, drag, right? And then that's you selecting subtools, right? So I can select these two. I can select these two subtools here, and I can rotate them. Or I can select this one, or select all of these, deselect that one. But what you need to do is hold down Control Shift drag, make sure everything is selected before you leave that mode. Otherwise, if we have this mode on and we select this one and then we turn it off, then it's still going to be kind of transparent. So you need to make sure that you select them all again before you leave it. But yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna do, thank you. Turn everything off. Just gonna clean up a couple of places. She looks really creepy without eyes, but it's fine. How long have we been going for? An hour 20. God. I'm not as fast as Danny, you guys. I'm sorry. Danny would be like way further ahead than me. Alright, so we have... Yeah, you don't have R8, do you, Star? I don't think you do. I remember you saying you haven't updated yet. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to take the one at the top, not the one at the bottom. Get the topology brush. And I'm just going to make sure that that this respects the mouth. And then everything else I don't really care about. So, then we're going to go to ZRemesher. Turn off same. We're going to set it to be quite low. Bam! Do, 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 do. They changed the move gizmo. No, the gizmo's been like that since the gizmo's been a thing. God, it's cat fur on my microphone. Go away. Hey! So that doesn't look too bad. So all I did was just draw, oh, you mean the transpose? Yes, they changed transpose. They added gizmo. You can still use transpose. But yeah, so all I've done is I've just said, keep the topology kind of in these areas. We've got a little bit of a weird thing going on there, so when I divide it, it's probably going to be a bit gross, yeah. So I might do it one more time. Topology is still on. Just gonna do that again. And then we're just gonna do same. Nope, okay, that got worse. Sometimes you can do it again, and then it'll look a lot better. But, okay, divide it up, turn this one back on, and then we're gonna project it. I haven't saved it all though, and I always remember once I've done this. Why did you make it blocky? I made it low res, and that's so then, oh, did it do it? Oh, we got one little mess up here, but that's fine. So then this is so then I have subdivisions. This one here, I just have the DynaMesh version, right? So I can't go low poly with it. If I want to move anything here, you can kind of see where I've pulled it. I can't like move huge parts of it. If I make my brush really big, I kind of can. But it just makes it hard to deal with this topology, right? But if I have low res ones, and then I want to move this cheek out, it's a much smoother transition, and then I can go up a subdivision and it just looks nice and smooth. So I just got to smooth this part out, because that probably was inside of something. But yeah, it's just then I get my subdivisions back. I don't like to work on a DynaMesh piece the whole time. So we can delete that now. That looks kind of cute though. That's a cool thing you can do with transpose as well, that I really like. And now I have my two poly groups back, hopefully. Can drag that up, Control W. So now I can work on the lips again. And then we can work on the inside and the outside. For game res, how the topology is situated is important, and how many polys you have. It took years, but they finally added an easy move gizmo. Well, the thing is that with transpose is actually a very powerful tool. I think that's probably why gizmo hadn't come in for so long, is because transpose is actually a really powerful tool. But then they added it because a lot of people wanted it. And to be honest, the gizmo is quite powerful now as well. I really like it. So I think having both of them is really good. But I don't think Gizmo respects polygroups. because with transpose I can set mask by polygroups and move a polygroup around, but the Gizmo I can't seem to do that. It seems to do the whole thing. If I like control click on a polygroup, it'll mask the other one. So you can kind of mask the polygroup, but it doesn't work with mask by, which is like a little slider that I have. So that was something I realized that Gizmo doesn't do, that transpose does. Boop. Should really make these lower poly so then I can manipulate them a little bit easier. Yeah, I think I'm going to. Okay. I'm quite low. That should be a little bit easier, yeah. I don't see the need for topology for things like 3D art or renders. If you're just doing high poly, then I guess it's not quite as important. If you're doing subdivision modeling, it's very important. If it's for games, then it's very important. If it's for animation, it's very important. For 3D printing, it probably isn't particularly very important. It's important in sculpting, actually, your topology, and that's more just when it comes to stuff like pinching. You may see some in here when we look at this. So you see this part here, and you've got this pole here, so it's like a 5-sided vertice. Well, I guess it's 5 edges going into one vertice. When you subdivide this, it gets oh yeah, you can kind of see it here. You see how it gets kind of pinched? You can see where there's lots and lots and lots of topology all in that one area. That can create like little dots on your model that are really hard to get rid of. That's when topology is important in sculpting. There are ways to smooth that out and to prevent that. And that's just about having good topology, really. So it might not seem important, more in the way of the amount of it that you have probably isn't very important. But it's important when you're subdividing surfaces. Poles aren't as important with hard surface on flat surfaces. If you've got a pole right on a curve, then it's going to be an issue. Oops, I've got mask by polygroups on. Yeah, links are allowed, but be respectful, obviously. Be smart with what you're gonna link. Okay, let's... Should we paint some eyes on? Now let's get the mask. Or some hair. Well, actually, we've got to kind of DynaMesh her head onto... Actually, I might just light boolean that, so then I don't have to DynaMesh it and ruin my topology in the mouth. I just spent a while making sure I had. Oh, my high polish doesn't seem to be working properly. I don't know why. Probably changed the setting without realizing. Also, here's the thing that people might not have noticed that's in R8, that I like am in love with. I can't get enough of this. This is like another, they've added loads of stuff that's just like quality, we call it quality of life, right? It's quality of life stuff that they've added that you don't quite know is there until you like full on notice it, right? But it used to be that when you mirrored something, this would then fuse, right? If you pulled it apart, they would be stuck together because of the mirror. But look at this. Look how cool that is. It doesn't do it anymore. Boop, 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 boop. Look at this. It never used to do that. Amazing. I need R8. So I remember once Lena was having an issue where she wanted to cross the arms of her model, but she didn't want them to like fuse together. And now she's good. Oh god, I hate this though. Turn off perspective, yeah. Can make a tiny little power brows. Then I'm gonna block her hair in. Oh, god, there you go. I click too fast sometimes. I absolutely love tiny power brows. I can't, whenever I draw like cute little characters, I always give them tiny brows. I think it's just fun. Just dynamically subdiv that, just because I'm not doing anything with it right now. Okay, so hair. Hair I'm gonna build out of a few different little pieces. We're gonna do one big piece for the top. We're gonna do one tentacle on the side, and then we're just gonna duplicate that for the tentacle in the back. And then there she has 3 or 4 little tentacles at the back of her head as well. So there's a couple of different little pieces, but we're gonna make it out of several pieces. And then kind of like DynaMesh them all together. Right. So to do that, I'm gonna do I like the cow brows look. What's the cow brows? What are cow brows? They never mentioned that. Oh, the mirror thing? Probably because there's just so many little quality of life stuff that they've done that they just haven't mentioned all of it. But this is one that I really like. So if we pick this one. Insert sphere. Everything is spheres right now. Big brows on the character. Ah, yeah, me too. I love that stuff. I'm really into all my characters where I paint eyebrows. I give them the Korean eyebrow because they have very straight, thick ones. I love it. So I'm going to create groups. And I've talked about this before, but it's not really grouping. But it's grouping. So they don't really have ways of like having like different subtools within subtools, right? But you can create start groups. So if I create a start group and make the head the start group, it basically makes it a parent, and then it has lots of children within it, right? Then we can make this sphere a start group. So this will be the hair. So I'm going to have the group for the face, a group for the hair, and then I'll do a group for the body, which starts, we move this one up. So the body starts here. So we'll make that start group, and then create auto collapse and click on the sphere. And then now I can turn off entire groups of subtools when I don't want to look at them anymore, which is really helpful. So we're going to create this for her hair. Has Shayleen's hair always been pink? Oh, it's kind of gone a pinky color. I had it dyed purple a couple of weeks ago. I'm just going to shove this up in there. Hair. Herp derp derp. Yeah, it's like a pastel purple. And she has a big forehead, so we got to shove this back here. Hey Sanity, how you doing today? Oops. Ooh, wrong one. There you go. Should probably make the topology a lot better for something like this. Fringe thingy. I don't really know what's going on there right now. Okay, so this is the, I'll insert something else. This is the bend modifier, right? So if we just squish this, this is probably, the topology in these aren't the best to kind of showcase it, but all right. So if you go into this customize, we can choose the bend curve. And then you can kind of use this to adjust how many points you want. The fewer the better, really. This is the position of the curve. So this little cone here. And then you kind of just grab the points and you can like bend them around. Be like, oh, I'm gonna add a few more points. And then you can kind of ZRemesh it. Yeah, this is kind of how I might do the tentacles. So I might sculpt the tentacles flat and then bend it around her face, which I think is the way to go, really. What's your inspiration for this character? So I am a huge fan of the game Splatoon, even though I've never played it. Jokes, I've played it like once. But I've never played it, but I just really like the character design. It's one of like my favorite things. So I just like the characters, so I just wanted to do, I've not sculpted any faces in a while, so I just wanted to do a really quick face sculpt for fun. But yeah, I was doing a gun last week, and then I wanted to do a character this week. But we will continue the gun next week. What do you normally sculpt? Let's save. I've actually not saved this at all. How long have we been going? We're going for almost 2 hours and I've not saved. Where is it? I'll put this in Splat Gun, how about? Oh, just call this. Okay. So what we were doing last week was the Splatoon gun. Yeah, I save projects just because it keeps all of my materials assigned to everything properly and all that stuff. I save tools every now and again, but I mostly save projects. So this is the gun that we were working on last week. And we did this stock piece and we used some of the live boolean stuff on this. We still have to make this little piece here. But yeah, we were doing this last week in ZBrush, so none of the only parts that are modeled is this little clip here. And then this trigger. Everything else is done in ZBrush. Obviously, this little guy right here is my favorite part. He's my favorite thing that's on here. And then the project I did before that, oh my god, we're going into then we have Milo, which is what I was doing before. Needs more drool, it does. Needs all the drool. And then we have Milo, which I was doing on the stream before. I've removed the pose because I broke too much stuff that I didn't want to fix. So I'm going to take this and then repose her again. Because I really like this bend in the back. I think even though it's really unrealistic, I think it's really pretty. So I got rid of that in the new pose that I did. So I'm going to bring that back in and fix up her shoulders because I really broke those. And then, what did I do before that? All of my projects are so different from each other, and I try to keep them as different as I can, I guess. I don't like to do the same thing over and over, especially in my personal work. It's because when you're at work, you do the same thing over and over. So in my personal time, I try to do lots of different stuff. Model a manly man. That's on my list because I need to do that. And then this is Gully. So this is about as far as I'll get a sculpt for game res. Background's very dark. But yeah, this is my game res project that I showed earlier. And this is some of the prop stuff I've done. So yeah, technically this is a male. God, I wish I had start groups in this project, let me tell you. There it is. So I had to do some kind of, a little bit of chest anatomy for him because you didn't really see a lot of his chest, so. I didn't have to do a lot, I just did like his serratus muscles and then his like big traps and stuff, but. Yeah, I didn't have a lot that I had to do for this guy in terms of anatomy. I really liked how his hands turned out, but... Is Gully a man? Yeah, Gully's a man. Man bat. He has no bulge, he may be a eunuch. But yeah, I think that's everything I've done this year. Yeah, that's pretty much everything I've done this year in terms of sculpting. Lots of different stuff. Okay, so let's make a tentacle. Having that chest would have been so nice when skinning instead of the asymmetrical jacket. Dude, I had to re-topo that jacket. It was so painful. Oh my god, re-topoing that jacket was so painful to do. It was the worst. See, this is the thing. In my personal projects, I'll try to like push myself as much as I can, and then I tried to add as much asymmetry as I possibly could into that character. And then when it came to retopoing him, I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I tried to keep it like as even as I could, but because he was so asymmetrical, it just became like this huge pain. Come on, 400 please. So I'm just gonna flatten this side. Huge pain to rig as well, for sure. Oh yeah. It's not the most, when you've got asymmetrical stuff like that, especially when it's the center of the body. And it's such a big piece of him as well. It's quite hard to get that right. If it were lots of little asymmetrical stuff, I bet, and it's not so key to the animation, it probably would have been a lot easier, but with it being such a huge center, like his body center, and then asymmetrical as well, it's a little bit painful. Oh yeah, asymmetrical characters definitely win in terms of design. A good design actually is having a mostly symmetrical character that has a lot, has asymmetry in it, that you can't really tell that a lot of it is symmetrical. So if you've got a symmetrical character and you want to add a lot of visual interest to it, try to add some asymmetry to the design in places that you can. That'll just take it from like a 40 to like a 200. Pearl's beauty mark is a 200. Look at that. Look how beautiful she is right now. Yeah, I started this character when I started the stream. Squid! I hope Sunny's PC can handle Gully 2.0. Oh my god. I hope my PC can handle it, man. Oh, Sunny's been having some issues. Oh, okay. Close to 600. And then I'm not going to leave this as a DynaMesh piece. And that's only because when you're using the bend modifiers, it's better to do it when it's low poly than when it's high poly. Because when it's high poly, as you saw before, when I was bending it, you were getting like lots of kind of like parts where it was collapsing in on itself and it was a little bit messy. If you do it when it's low poly, then you'll have a much cleaner high poly to work from after bending it. So a lot of stuff like that, if you're going to change the form drastically, it's better to do it when it's low poly than when it's high. Just as like a general tip. What tablet to use? I have a Intuos 5 here, and then at work I have an Intuos Pro. I just have whatever they had in the office. Dun, dun, dun. How long do we have? An hour? Okay. So hungry. Only had like 3 pieces of bacon and a bit of toast this morning. That's all I've had to eat. I'll have to go out for lunch later. I'm gonna go to Korean barbecue tomorrow. I'm really excited. It's gonna be so good. I've never been before, so it's gonna be super fun. Korean barbecue, oh, it's gonna be so good. I'm so excited. Apparently one of the best Korean barbecue places in London is near me. It's not like the best, but it's one of them. So I'm super excited to go tomorrow. Because it means I don't have to, like, in London normally to get the good stuff you have to like go, not quite far actually. To get anywhere in London is normally about 40 minutes, but normally it's quite far. To get anything good, you have to like go on a couple of tubes, but this time around it's close to me, so I'm excited. It's gonna be good. And right now it smells like someone's having a barbecue, so you can just like smell it through the windows, just like tasty. Brush. Give me my smooth brush. Where are you? Smooth. Smooth stronger. Yes. The hunger, it burns. Okay. I'm gonna DynaMesh this at 1000 because that's what we saw was like the best option. Should have saved, didn't save. Story of my life. All right. Maybe a little bit higher. Make it like 1,300. Just like to do it twice, just to get rid of some of the stuff. All right, and then we're going to do what we did before, duplicate it, go to the top, delete, well, turn off the bottom. And then we're going to ZRemesher it at really low, normally put like 0.2, something like that. And then save it while I remember. I should work on her ears a little bit and give her some eyes. I should paint some eyes on. 1000 is like 12 million polys in my project. It depends on the scale. So because I made the scale, I think the scale's quite big or quite, no, it's quite small. So the object's really small. If you look at like the standard shape that comes in, this is what a head used to be. So I made her quite small. That's why I have to go so high. But I prefer having it small than big, because then if it's too big, then I end up having to go like right to the top, and I still don't get the resolution I want, which is kind of a shame. .2, 0.3, that's probably fine. Is this her hair? Yes. It is her hair. Probably want to go a little bit lower than that. Let's go like 0.1. Yeah, that's probably good. All right, keep that, divide it up a few times. save it. Project it. It's gonna make my stream chug a little bit. And there we go. Sweet. Okay, the hair is still the smart group. Smart group. I mean, start group. Let's quickly paint on some eyes because I'm really missing the eyeballs. But I'm going to turn off symmetry because I want to have her looking in one way. There's a paintbrush. She's got like yellowy eyes, like a really pale yellow. So this is just one way that I paint them. Some people have probably seen before, I use drag rects sometimes with a circle alpha on it. That's another way to do it. So you just kind of layer it up. I stole that from a friend of mine called Rhett Mason. If you look his work up, look up his work. It's absolutely amazing. So I learn a lot from Rhett actually. Rhett posts up loads of stuff about how he does a lot of his work, which is really, really good. So if you can, steal from others, you guys. Andra, yeah, if you look up Andra Arts as well, you'll find his stuff. I keep forgetting that's his tag. Yeah, Andra Arts, Rhett Mason, look him up because his work's insane. Paul told how to increase the brush size more than 1,000 in his last stream. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess if you're working on stuff to scale. A lot of the time, I'll sculpt quite small. And then, because I have the luxury of working in game res stuff, if you're doing like stuff for print, it must be much harder, but I often will sculpt everything quite small, and then after I've retopoed it and baked it, I'll change the scale then. So in ZBrush, I'll often just kind of keep it quite small. Turn off lazy mouse. So she doesn't really have circular pupils as such. She has like these diamond shapes, but there's a gradient to kind of help emphasize the diamonds, so.
She does a lot of daydreaming, imagining herself as the extrovert that she is not.
I'm just gonna do this.
Over and over little events in her life, reliving
Probably go a little bit whiter with it actually.
her failures all over again.
Not perfect, but...
Sometimes young adolescents appear to enjoy.
I'm gonna grab like a dark blue.
Give them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.
Her eye shape's fun. Okay, and then bring intensity down quite low. I'm just gonna add a little bit of shadow on top. What's your Twitch channel? Unicorn Dev. Just wanted to do Dalish Forest People, though I think that'll take too long. I think I'll continue to add to it while I work on other things in the future, so maybe I'll complete the idea as a whole Sunday. That sounds cool. Are you, do you work full-time then? Is that why you're worried about the amount of time you might spend on something? Because if you have to spend the time to make something look cool, then I would spend the time, really. My FL project took me 10 months to finish in my own time, which is like crazy, but that took me a crazy long time. It was totally worth it though. There's nothing quite like finishing a project that takes forever. Team cake. Dude, are you team ice cream? Look, let's just put it how it is. It's not team cake. It's not team ice cream. It's team Marina and Pearl. Let's just say it how it actually is. Obviously. Hey Narek, how you doing today? Team Poral. Of course, Team Ice Cream is superior. Oh my gosh. Out with you. My love for Pearl can never be ruined by anybody. Okay, let's put this right the way down. Grab our Gizmo. Bend curve. No! Okay. Let's test freezing it. Sometimes freezing it doesn't work. I'm not sure how freezing it works with when you're bending it, because then what it basically does is it like reprojects it back on. So we'll have to try freezing it. If it doesn't work, it's fine. No. Bend curve. What does that say? Unmasked part does not fit the currently set symmetry mode. Please turn off symmetry or update. Okay. Okay, unfreeze. Bye Marius, thank you so much for coming. Don't like freezing stuff. Oh, with the keyboard and mouse, I was hoping I could win a Wacom to help expand my hobby. Oh, do you sculpt with a keyboard and mouse? I'm just gonna open it again. Okay, freeze it. Let's save this as number 4 so I don't lose that one. That's still your desktop? It is, guys. This is what Star made for me. I was doing it, him drinking from a soda can, and she put a lollipop there, and I thought it was hilarious. So that's my wallpaper, just so you know. Gotta go for a bit. Bye, Star. Thank you so much for coming. Gully looks awesome. Thank you. What was that? Oh, okay. So that's my current character that I'm working on. I'll show you him. Yeah, that's this character. Star made took a screenshot and gave him a lollipop. That's what that was. I love him to pieces. He's my favorite thing. But yeah. Does anyone else, when you're working on a project, be it an environment or anything, I guess it's more so with characters, but do you kind of like, I don't know, end up giving your characters kind of like a life or something? Because what I've ended up doing, I guess, with Gully is that I've given him like a whole life and a whole personality, and he's got his own thing going on, and I get very attached to that as well. It's not just like about him having like a personality. Like I get very attached to that personality as well. God, I love these modifiers so much. They're so amazing. I love these. When were we able to do this before? It's just so good. I'm a little bit sad that that's gotten a bit squished, but... Okay, let's save this before I do this. But now we gotta unfreeze my subdivisions and see if it breaks anything. I hope not. Because I've not tested out this feature with frozen subdivs, so... It worked, yay! Man, that looks so good. I'm so happy. Yeah, now we gotta do the other side. Oh yeah, it doesn't work with multiple subjects either. There you go. Nice. Like magic. Oh my god, is that a hamster wizard? Slay me. Oh. I guess you can mirror that now, right? Yeah, we can. When I work on a character, I seem to develop a backstory also, kind of like a reason to be doing what I'm doing. Yeah, Anthony, that's quite normal actually. A good character design will have a backstory. If your character doesn't have one, then, oh, you've done a bad design. Like, every character should have one. That's what makes a character look like they look like, you know? The design is, like, crucial to the look. Like, the backstory is crucial to the look of a character. So if you don't have that, then it doesn't really feel like you have a character. I don't know if these ones then face outward, actually. Her ears almost don't matter now. Like, you can't see them anymore. God, this is the most I've ever gotten done in like 2.5 hours ever. I'm getting faster, yay! Okay. So what makes these tentacles interesting basically is like the paint, so I'm gonna have to do a good job on painting it. Kind of lost like the little nubbin that they have when I bent it. They have like this little nubbin on them. Gotta make sure I get the little nubbin back on there. Okay, I think her hair is a little bit shorter than that. Oh no, kind of does reach to her shoulders. Some people have made it a lot shorter just because it probably looks cuter. Oh yeah, and this is what the back of the head looks like. I looked that up. I got a screen cap. Ooh, please do show me. I got this, which is really low res, but if you have an actual screen cap of Pearl's head, that would be really helpful. Do, 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 do. So I was just gonna add 2 little circles. I haven't touched arms in a while. Oh, arms is so hard to play. I tried. and I just can't play it. It's really difficult. Do, 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 do. I'm gonna give it eyebrows kind of like that. I think that's cute. Definitely turn off symmetry. She looks evil. Nah, man, she looks so cute. Yeah, they have these tiny little fins at the back. It's really cute. Dude, I think it's cute because I guess I don't know. I guess you find the character the best that you. It's all about. Oh man, I'm trying to think of the word. The best characters are the ones that people can relate to, right? They can relate to, they understand, like they have like qualities that you kind of can see and I guess like enjoy. And the reason why I like Pearl so much, people say, is because it's basically Pearl is like me. So I mean, she's got the short hair with the purple and the pink in it, and she's really short, and she's like, you know, she's a little gremlin, and that's basically me, man. Look at this. I'm basically just sculpting my squid self. When do you stream on your main channel? It used to be 3 times a week, which I'll be getting back into next week. Probably the end of next week. I've gone on a little bit of a hiatus recently because I've had a lot of freelance work to do. But that ends probably by the end of next week, I'm hoping. So after that, I'll be back to my regular like 4 or 5, I think it's like 3 or 4 days a week that I normally stream. So I'll be back to that soon. But I've had to take a little bit of time off so that I'm not working myself to death. But on the Pixelogic one, I'm on every Saturday, so. Get more of an orangey colour for her lips. like her with eyelids. I don't know the character. What's this from? This is from Splatoon 2. Nintendo misspelled it, it's Poral. It's Poral. How long do we have? We have half an hour left. Okay. So let's get her teeth in. Gotta get her little mole on as well. What I'm gonna do is like a dark purple color. Maybe not quite that strong. Seeing just the head now, I can see the comparisons to the Chucky people made. Yeah, no, definitely. Well, let's put the little bit at the back of the head. Just gonna remesh this. Just gonna add like 4. I need to auto group it, that's why. Yeah, I know the ears are sticking up through. I haven't touched the ears at all, so. To go through and sort the ears out eventually. But to be honest, I might just turn them off for now, because we don't have much time. I want to get the mask on. Anyone else feel odd about using the Gizmo and ZBrush still attached to the transpose tool? It took a little while for me to get used to, but once I was, I really, really like it. Okay, let's paint her tentacles. See, they're more of a purple here, but everyone seems to be doing them pink. So I'm not sure why they're purple there. I think they are purple, but everyone's just been doing them pink. So. She's got like a really pale yellow. Go flat color for now. I'm gonna go the subdiv a little bit lower. And we're gonna get this kind of purpley color. A bit more saturated. There's only 2 blobbies in the back because that would give her 10 limbs. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Pearl has as many limbs as she wants, cry. That makes sense that the other one has 4 because she only has 2 tentacles in the front. Turn that to RGB, smooth it out. I never used to like poly painting my models. I just liked using only matte caps, but I've very recently learned that it kind of changes everything, having some color on something. So what's everyone else working on? I haven't asked yet. I keep thinking like I should ask everyone what they're working on, but I just didn't because I'm a terrible human, obviously. Is anyone else working on anything particularly exciting or just fun? Because I'd love to see, because we have like 20 minutes left, so it'd be like a good time to take a look at what anyone else is doing. You're working on Pearl too? Oh, I need to see, obviously, Tanuki. Can you show me now, or do you want to tweet it at me later? Because I want to see. Does the back of her hair... Did I save that picture you sent? I don't think I did. I should grab that. Yeah, okay. The back of her hair also is purple. Put this here. She's so cute. Grab this pink. And then we have messing around with the formers to pose. Oh my god! This is so cool. Did you start this today? I love it. It's so cool. Oh man, I need to get... You got the shine on her forehead. I love it. This and this. Nice. That's pretty cool. I really like that. I want to work on Skull's stuff as well. I'm trying to hair, but it looks like a dumpster fire. Are you sculpting it or are you doing hair cards, Solly? Oh, this guy's cool. I like his design. He's pretty cool. I like these. These are all really cool. This is the first week. Oh man, she's looking awesome. Make sure that you show me when it's done so I can see. Where is her ears? There they are. Okay. 20 minutes. Gotta get a mask on here. Or we could just paint it on. But I want to try and do like a really clean one, so might not get it done for the end of the stream, but we can try. I think that's the eyes. Where's the eyes? There they are. Oh man, it's so creepy. Okay, so I'm gonna use mask, but I'm gonna put lazy mouse on it. And then we're gonna grab. Okay, I'm gonna save it first before I do this. This is Pearl's final one. Can you just skip retopo with Photoshop and paint directly on a 3D model? No, that won't fix your topology. And regardless of topology, you need UVs to be able to texture something. So even if your topology was bad, if you don't have UVs, then you can't paint on the model, basically. What they do in ZBrush is it's vertex painting, it's not actually texture painting. Okay, extract. I'm gonna go, normally put like 0.01. That looks good to me. And then I want to smooth it quite a lot. Except that. And then I get rid of these faces. One sec. Okay. And then I'm going to remesh this to something really, really low because I want this to be super smooth. And the key to having like a really smooth shape is to have a really good low poly. Or make your low poly really clean. And then subdiv up. You don't really want to be working in high subdivisions if you want something to be really smooth. So I need to make sure that this goes really low. And then we'll save over it. Every time I read topo, it sucks. Working on this girl, trying to get better in a cloth sculpt. Let's have a look. Oh, I've seen this character before. I love this design. I think your cloth is looking amazing. The only part that's standing out to me, like this part looks awesome. But like this part here seems really strange. Like this flow in the form doesn't make a lot of sense. And then this dip in here, the fact that it goes so deep, but then you don't see it really like fade out at all as it goes down the skirt, doesn't make a lot of sense. But I think it's looking really cool. I love this design. This character's lovely. But I need to practice cloth. Look at cloth. Okay, I want to go a little bit lower than that. I'm going to go to like 0.05. Okay, 0.01 is apparently as low as it goes. So I want to go a little bit lower than that though. Okay. Turn off adapt. Okay, that's about as low as I can go apparently. Do 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 do. Is primitive blocking for a character the way most professional digital sculptors go with? I think it just depends on the person. Some people can just have one sphere and just extract from that pretty much and just keep going. It depends on the person, but what I'm finding is more and more there are, especially stylized character artists, right, will start with really big block shapes and work from there. I'm seeing it be more and more popular, or at least like people are sharing their process more. So I'm actually able to see the people who are doing it, whereas before I just could only make the assumption. But everything is made, even with modeling, everything is made up of some kind of primitive shape. If you just completely ignore that and try to go against that, then you're only making it harder for yourself, right? But when you're modeling, you've got to think what's the primary shape, and then what's the secondary shape, and then the tertiary shapes, and kind of work your way down into detail, right? So you want to start big and then start working your way down. But that's just how like I like to work anyway. But it's whatever works for you, really. Why is your ZBrush blue themed? Because I really like the color blue. Plus the orange was like shouting at me a bit too much. Blue is more of like a muted color. So it just made it so then it was a bit easier to look at. And because I can, I think at one point it was purple and at another it was green. Like I just change it for fun. Just makes the software fun in a way, because you can change its colors. Alright, so now I have that. What I'm gonna do is do panel loops. So I'm gonna turn everything off but this. And then go to edge loop, panel loops. Do a test on thickness, really. Oh, way too much. Don't want it to polish. Don't want to bevel. Yeah, that looks alright to me. But I'm gonna get rid of this. Just don't need it. Oh yeah, it's because Zebra hasn't customized it, that's why it's different colors for everyone. I really like how it's turning out. I'm starting to like Pearl. Come to the Pearl side. How long do we have? We have 7 minutes left, so I haven't been able to get any of her outfit done, but maybe we can get like her tongue and her tooth in there. Turn off her ears. Or just make them a little bit shorter. Embrace the Pearl Legion. That's the thing, people say it's ice cream and cake, but it really isn't. That's a lie. It's really only about Team Marina and Pearl. It's always been Team Marina or Pearl. But then I think like ice cream cake, like you can get ice cream cake. Ice cream cake is amazing. I wouldn't say that I like one more so than the other, really. Okay. So, how long do we have? We have 5 minutes. Please don't fight, not everyone has good taste. Oh my god. I need to make her eyebrows smaller. That slayed me. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead inside. That was too good. Hey Guava, this is Pearl from Splatoon. Oh, we've not made her crown. No, she's not a queen. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Guess she just won't have a crown today. Oh my god, this looks so spooky on its own. Go for a dark red color. Does it have big improvements in 4R8? There are lots of really awesome tools that they've added. There's like live booleans, modifiers, so you've got like bend, twist, scale, all this other stuff that's in the Gizmo. The Gizmo is awesome. So yeah, these are all the extra modifiers that they've added in with the Gizmo. Live boolean text, which is really fun. I had fun playing with text the other day. I was just trying to see how that went. And then there's tons of little quality of life stuff that they've added that just makes a huge difference. Bye Trap, thank you so much for coming. We've got to go soon too, we've got 2 minutes. So this is about as much as I could get done in 3 hours. Granted, it's not as much as Danny. But I tried my best, you guys. What's this? That's cool. I like the bendy arm. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, guys. I've had a lot of fun. We got something done in 3 hours. I'll probably end up finishing this in my own time, maybe in a couple of weeks. I will attach the nose to the face, yeah, I just haven't done it yet. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. I've had a lot of fun. We got this done. If you haven't already and you want to, you can try ZBrush for free. It's for 45 days. So make sure to scroll down in the description and grab that link. If you want to see any more ZBrush streams on Twitch or YouTube, please make sure to give a follow and never miss anything that comes from that. And then next we have Tamar, which is very soon. I think it's straight after me. No, it's not straight after me. It's in a few hours. 12 p.m. PT. We'll have Tamar doing figurine and 3D printing. He's working on a 2B fan art and it looks amazing. So make sure to check in on that because that's very soon. And I will see you guys next week. If you want to find my own stuff, you can find my Twitch channel at Unicorn Dev and my Twitter and Instagram on the same name. And you can find my art at Shayleen Hulbert. So thank you so much for hanging out and I'll see you guys next week. Bye 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 bye.